Hello everybody, my name is Will Earl Steff and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR 25 Career Mode, and it has been a while, but we are back with another episode, and unfortunately I'm about to go on another hiatus because I'm going to see a NASCAR race in real life. You'll see that on my other YouTube channel, hopefully. Clearman Fan, I think it's 48, it might be 88 now. Link will be in the description. But for now, we're back to Truck Series racing with you. I say we got a short track and a road course on the itinerary today. Two vastly different types of racing tracks, not just in real life, but also in terms of the way that the AI races them. And IRP we have run before in the ARCA series, and I believe we also ran Watkins Glen in the ARCA series. So it's two races, or two race tracks that I've been to before in this game, and we head into qualifying. Practice did not go very well. I didn't have the line down here because I completely forgot that ripping the outside here in this game is so much better than trying to get to the bottom, and the only reason that it was working for me in ARCA was because my car was at tip-top shape, even though it didn't have the greatest parts of all time, and also I had better tires than some of the other people in that race, so that actually worked in my favor as well. But here I was trying to cut it down to the bottom. We qualify 18th, so not terrible. But once again, with almost maxed out parts at this point, you know, qualifying 18th when we have our expected qualifying thing to be like top 5 or top 3 or whatever. Not great, but there's always time to come back, get a deserved finish out of it. We start out right alongside fellow Canadian Stuart Friesen. We run this outside lane, and I should have seen right here that that outside lane was going to work better for me, but
outside door.
Silly me, I decided to try and go to the inside, and down here, you know, you make ground through the center of the corner if you have a good racetrack. But on exit, you have to lift a lot so you don't just run straight into the side of the competitors. And that's kind of what I was doing. The truck was a little bit tight regardless. And right there through turns 1 and 2, I thought it was okay, but I was still trying to do that bottom line thing. And you'll see me do this a lot throughout the race. It just didn't work out for me. I don't know what I was doing really, but I have to deal with it for now. It was a pretty eventful race. Regardless, we got the 11 truck, I think, or the 15 maybe behind us.
Stay low.
Or is that Parker? That might be Parker Clearman.
Outside
I think
door.
it's Clearman. I'd expect Corey Heim to be further up. Thought it was the Hope Foundation truck, if you know what I'm talking about. Get into Stuart Friesen a little bit there off of turn 4.
Car outside.
Isaiah is probably not going to be too happy with me after this race. We were locked in a pretty heated battle. At this point, I was like, I'm just trying to stay inside the top 20. That is not going to help me very much, run straight into the wall, but somehow we only take 1% aero damage from that, and the damage is on max. Once again, don't know what's going on with the damage in this game. I hope they improve that in NASCAR 26. There's a lot of things that probably need to be introduced in NASCAR 26 for it to be an accepted game among the community, especially from a studio as regarded, as well regarded by that iRacing is. If that made any sense at all. Sorry, I was kind of stumbling over my words there, but you get what I'm trying to say. The studio is well known as we get turned down the front straightaway hard into the inside wall. But once again, that only takes 2 ticks off the arrow, and once again, this is a short track, so arrow doesn't really matter all that much. And we've got all 4 corners of the racetrack dinged up now at this point. I'm just trying to drag it to the end of the stage. We're falling outside the top 20. All things bad right now. We haven't had this bad of a run since like Bristol, but that might be my saving grace. Truck in the wall, and I think it's Daniel Hemrick in the 19. The caution comes out, and we will hit this time to fix the damage and do a little bit of adjusting on the race truck, taking 2 full rounds of wedge out of it. I realized that it might be a little bit extreme to do that, especially considering I wasn't running the right line, but I was like, I'm gonna make this bottom line work if it's the last thing I do. So Even on better tires and in a better race truck, I'm barely passing people on the bottom. Like, all these guys are like, they've got 10 laps more on their tires than I do, and their trucks are much, much slower, and I'm able to cut past the majority of them, but unfortunately we do not make it back inside the top 20, let alone the top 10. Coming out of the final corner, we pass Jack Wood at least and finish 23rd in Stage 1.
Be ready.
And we are now in the night stages for Stage 2 and Stage 3. Restarting in the 23rd position. Obviously, we didn't pit since we just did. We did not need the fuel or tires. And none of these guys pitted either because they did not need the fuel, but their tires are starting to wear a little bit. So I was thinking I can probably get a good amount of trucks here if I'm careful, which I was for the most part. Trying to cut up through this field. Getting into the side of the 52 again, just leaning on that 52 truck. I kind of feel bad for him. Right here, I was kind of boxed in, trying to get by my favorite driver, Parker Kligerman here. I had to lay the bumper on him a little bit there just to coax the AI out of the groove. Make sure I can get through there, and the 19 truck is still on my outside. I was impressed that he was able to keep it there. And just barely sneaked through the middle of Caden Honeycutt, bouncing off of him in the, is that the 81 truck? I think that's the 81.
One outside.
On my inside, having a pretty good run there, Connor Mozak. And we are just slicing and dicing. I was right to think that the truck on new tires was going to do something for me. Still trying to work that bottom line, but it's still not really working for me. Get to the back of the 18 truck of Tyler Ankrum.
They're outside.
Give him a little bit of a shove.
3 wide.
Get to the bottom off corner exit. Rebound off the side of his truck.
Outside
with
now.
10 to go. Once again, just sending it in there.
One outside.
I'm trying to get as many points as I can out of Stage 2 here because I'm thinking, I thought to myself, surely the AI would pit on the final stage and then my truck would drive terribly again. But you never know what the AI is going to do in this game, so at the moment, I'm trying to max points so that I don't fall off at the end.
3 wide.
And we are just absolutely cutting through the field. We're almost inside the top 5, halfway through the stage.
Stay high.
We're going to lap 8 of Stage 2.
Clear high if you want it.
And we're behind the 38 and 07 now. 9 trucks still on my inside giving me grief as we head into 3, trying to push Larson through the corner because he's running the line that I want to run, and the 9 truck was still to my inside, but we clear both the 38 and 9 down the front straightaway, get to the inside of the 07. And now that I took 2 full rounds of wedge out of the truck, it is very loose. Very, very loose. Almost wrecking loose, especially if I'm running that seam on the bottom of the racetrack. And the leader, Lane Riggs, spins out, and normally that would be Corey Heim, but Corey Heim's in 3rd, so it didn't really happen to him. And he got stuck on Corey Heim and ended up running into the wall, but we do not pit. And of course, since this game has no repercussions whatsoever, Lane Riggs starts 2nd in his damaged race truck. He does drive a little bit slower,
3 wide.
which I guess adds some sense of realism, but not really. 3 wide through the middle, get between Heim and Riggs, and now to the bottom of the leader, Ty Majeski, and we don't clear off of turn number 4, just barely. And down into turn 1, I didn't really know where the 98 truck was, so I kind of braked early just to make sure he's still alongside me. Managed to exit the corner fine, and at this point I'm just trying to block both lanes, ensure myself the maximum points, and get myself yet another playoff point to help me in the playoffs once we get there. We're getting pretty close now. I think Watkins Glen is one of the last races before we get to the playoffs, but we get by. They're 3 wide behind us. That's what happens when you have amazing defense, like what I'm running right here. My style of driving is pretty dirty, but when it's AI, I don't really give a shit. If it was online, then I'd give people a little bit more grace, but We finished first, take home
Here's
the
what we're
stage
taking this
victory.
stop. What do you think?
I can't remember what the stat was. I put it on my latest Instagram post. Shameless plug. Follow my Instagram. It'll be linked in the description. But I think it was my 3rd or 4th stage win this season. Last since Pocono in last episode, I believe.
One low.
So the fact that I was even able to get a stage victory
20 to go now.
was pretty incredible. But like I was saying with the AI,
3 wide.
nobody pitted with me. Except for a couple guys way out back, and we're rebounding
One inside.
between a couple of trucks here.
outside.
But the AI will tend to not
Inside door.
pit
3 wide.
unless they're going to run out of
3
fuel.
wide.
And that makes it so that you can literally pit
Car high. Clear
and
low.
come back through the entire field because you have like 20
wide.
laps to come through the field.
One outside.
That is a lot of time. And you can
Car
just
inside.
fly up through the field and just take the lead. But
wide.
it may not be that easy for us,
3
as you'll
wide.
see. Right now, just trying to get away from a couple of these trucks. I mean,
Clear high if
Luke
you want.
Baldwin in the 66 just
Car
right
low.
in my way everywhere I look. And he comes up the racetrack a little bit right here. I'm just
Clear low
full
if you want.
throttle pushing him through the corner, trying to get him loose up out of the groove, but nothing's really working for me. Right here, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna just get a little bit of a send into the corner here.
Car
Didn't really
high.
work out for me though.
3
Get
wide.
to the bottom of him and William Sawalich on the top. And they finished the corner right
One
where I
outside.
was. And look at this. Corey Roper having a great run
One
up
outside.
inside the top 20. I don't know why Corey Roper's in this game. And
Clear
we
high.
have contact down the back straightaway. I completely forgot about this. The
Yellow's
19
out.
truck goes around and the caution
Go,
is
go,
out. I
go.
had no idea that I was 3
Outside.
wide there. Probably should have been listening to the spotter. But what I was about to say is that Corey Roper shouldn't really be in this
Car
game. He
outside.
didn't run a single race in 2025. I think his last start before this year, like 2026, was in 2023.
Car
So he
outside.
wasn't even running full-time or part-time in 2024. So I don't know
Car
what's going
outside.
on there, but regardless, it's good to see him up here having a good run. Almost up inside the top 10 as we slide past him into the 13th
Clear
position and into
Car
12th
outside.
down into turn 1.
One up high.
Give Andres Perez de Lara a little bit of a
All clear.
touch. We get a little bit
Car
sideways
high.
out of turn 2.
Clear high.
And once again, making our way inside the top 10 at this point. I'm thinking
Clear
to
low if you
myself,
want it.
I can
One up
probably
high. 3
get
wide.
the win here if I drive smartly, but
outside.
at the same time,
Outside now.
I don't think I changed
Inside now.
anything on the last pit stop. I may have added a little bit of wedge, but the truck is still
Inside.
really, really loose.
3 wide.
And despite being
Clear
on
high
these
if you
new
want it.
tires, every time I put the
Clear.
throttle down on corner exit and
10
on
to
corner
go.
entry if I'm on the bottom line, then the truck gets really, really loose. So I'm up inside the top 5
Stay
here,
low.
battling for a spot. I got a truck to my
Outside door.
outside. It's Ty Majeski trying to get to the inside here of Grant Enfinger, and the truck gets really loose. I have to
One outside.
chase it all the way up, and I'm wrecking all the way
One
down
outside.
into 3, literally sideways. I
Clear
do
high if you
not
want.
know how I managed to save that, but I decided to run the ultra mega low line there just to make
5
sure I
this
made
time.
the corner. Didn't run into the wall, and we managed to save that
Outside.
and cut underneath Grant
Clear high
Enfinger
if you
here
want
on the exit of the corner, and the truck goes around on me. I have to try and save it back to the right, but
outside.
I put
Car
too much
inside.
wheel in it, and we end up going around, and there's no caution. I have to do a burnout in the middle of the track to draw a yellow
Pit road's
flag,
open
but
this time.
man, I should have known that the truck
Be ready.
was going to go around on me. I did the same thing the lap prior,
Green,
almost
green.
wrecked, and
Inside door.
yeah, that was not my proudest moment
2 to go now.
of my NASCAR
Car
career. But we still have a good chance at making it to the end. I did not pit. We're at 95% aero, which is
One
somehow more damage than we incurred in the
door.
entirety of that Stage
One
1
high.
debacle. But we get to the inside of a
Clear
couple
inside.
of these trucks,
One on the bottom.
and
Inside.
they're all stacking up in the
outside.
middle there. I thought I
One
was
to go.
3 wide, but I don't think I was.
Clear inside.
Probably could have gone to the
One on the
bottom
bottom.
there, that 77 truck, but
Clear
put myself
inside.
in this position,
One outside.
making a little bit of contact there with the one truck. Had to let off
outside.
of turn 2,
Clear high if you want it.
and
Clear low. All clear.
what could have been probably a relatively easy
Outside.
top 5 run ends up not being a top 5
Around.
as I nearly wreck again off of turn number 4. We come home with an 11th place, so didn't even get a top 10 out of that, man. Just brutal. That's the first time we finished outside the top 10 in a long time. I think since Atlanta, where we finished dead last. So, not great, but an 11th is still a top 15. We managed to come out of the day with a stage victory as well, so all things considered, not terrible, but also not my greatest race in the Truck Series. I think it's probably one of my worst races, if not my worst, in the Truck Series so far. But taking a look back at some of the contact that we had here, just getting loose off the corner, make contact with the 66, get turned down to the inside, slap the wall, concrete wall, come way back up the racetrack, almost getting into the 77 again. And here's the 34 getting loose and spinning in turn 1. It kind of almost looked like there was contact between him and the 98, but there wasn't, because there's no natural crashes in this game. It's just all tire blowouts, unless it's ARCA at Talladega. And then right there, that was just me not realizing that I was 3 wide. I thought the 13 truck was further back. I just came up. That was completely on me. But we managed to escape that one. And then this is coming off of turn 2, getting so loose, and the truck just comes around on me. Get into the side of the 17, and everybody stacks up behind. And I literally have to do donuts for them to throw a caution. And then this is another look. You can see how sideways the truck was. And I didn't attempt to save it until I was almost all the way around. I was just kind of like, yeah, this is happening. We're spinning around. This is not good. And unsurprisingly, couple guys not too happy with me. Tanner Gray again yapping my ear off. Don't really give a shit about him, but yeah, I do feel kind of bad for Gio Ruggiero there, because he was the one that I ran into when I came back up the track after spinning, so he has every right to be mad at me. Same as Andres Perez de Lara, but he gave me grace, which seems like a him thing to do, so that's why we love Andres Perez. But we incurred a lot of damage in that race, unsurprisingly, really. And the other truck is still somehow more damaged, but we managed to retain the points lead ahead of Corey Heim. And we have to do the weird hiring and firing thing that really has no meaning at all to anything that we're doing. And that's pretty much it for IRP. We head into the second race of the video at Watkins Glen. Once again, a track that we have been to previously in the ARCA Menard Series twice. And Watkins Glen in ARCA was pretty fun, to be honest with you. It was my worst race of the entire season in the second ARCA season that I had. And in the first one, I can't really remember where we finished.
Let's get out there.
But it was a difficult track, but you know, it's a road course. What can you expect?
See what we've got.
And we head out. And fighting a tight race truck, I wanted to see really what it would feel like a little bit looser, because I was remembering from Lime Rock, the last road course that we went to, it actually drove insanely well on 50%, to the point where we managed to get our first career pole. So I was trying the same thing out here, but it was way too responsive. The truck was all over the place, and I was like, nope, I'm going straight back to 25% and seeing what I can get out there. And
buddy, you know what this car can do. Go prove it now.
We head into qualifying. I did not do very many practice laps because the truck was just kind of meh. And I was like, I know I'll get a top 20 starting point anyway, like I don't really care. And we get a 1:14.8 the first time by, and we need a 1:13.2, so about a second and a half off, but, you know, I don't really care about qualifying. Like, the sponsorship incentive is just so you can get a little bit extra money, but I'm saving right now anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
All
all
right,
that
let's see
much
what
to
we got
me.
out there.
What matters is the race pace. We get 8th in our group and end out 16th, which once again, honestly, all things considered, not terrible. But we head to the green flag here at Watkins Glen. Second road course of the season, and immediately dive it way down into corner number 1. We're 3 wide on the inside already. Ben Rhodes all over the track ahead of us, and Watkins Glen is one of those weird tracks where the AI seems to really not like to go too wide anywhere, as in the S's, you can really make up some time on them, but then out of the S's, if they get single file on you, they just drive your doors away, so, or blow your doors off is what I meant to say, and then down into the bus stop chicane, everybody congests in one snake, and the one truck that was the odd one out was Tyler Ankrum, and he goes all the way back, and this is another thing about this game that confuses me is why the AI drives so weird on road courses. Like, iRacing primarily focuses on road courses, I feel like, or maybe it's a 50-50 split. But, you know, the road course racing on here is just not great, not fantastic. But we're having a nice little battle here with Ben Rhodes in the 99 truck. Shoot one down the inside of him, carrying way too much speed. But because this isn't the 2026 iteration of this racetrack, there is no course-cutting penalty for going flying off in turn number 1 unless you go super far off and cut later, but I've only had that happen to me once, and it was not fun. It was in ARCA, and even in qualifying sessions, it's just very annoying to have, you know, cut course penalties. But we come out of the final turn, on lap 5 out of 5 on stage 1, we managed a 9th place finish, which was a pretty good recovery from where we started, up 7 spots, mainly due to that dive bomb in turn 1. But because the AI usually doesn't like to go too wide with you on this racetrack, you can actually get away with having a slow truck or having a poorly driving truck and holding everybody behind you as long as you get by them. In turn 1, and we do the same thing here up the inside of Williams Sawalich. We're 3 wide for second. Someone gets pushed off back there, and we're up the inside of Sawalich, trying to get to the outside of Majeski, but he's going to get the run out of the S's. As we head into the right-hander and down the back straightaway, getting the draft on Majeski here, trying to move to the inside of him down into the braking zone. And I'm trying to get Geo as well, but we don't quite get him there, and we only managed to get the 98 truck. The truck gets really, really loose, literally dog walking it out of the the bus stop and into the carousel, which seemed to be where I was having all my issues. Carousel was always very slow for me. Could not get the power down, despite having a really loose race truck in most of these corners. Got pretty close to Geo there, and then just lost all my momentum. Nearly spun out in front of the 98 truck. He manages to get to my outside, but I was saying no, shutting the door on the exit, and managed to keep the 4th spot and keep it ahead of the 98 truck there. And he's going to try and come back on us. Very close to my rear bumper there. This is on the final lap of stage 2. Once again, just slow through the bus stop. Having to use a lot of brake. Normally you're able to, you know, just coast through there. Minimal throttle input. And come out the other side okay. But my truck was not having it. Whether I was carrying too much momentum or the truck was just not turning with me very well, but whatever the reason was not able to make up time through the carousel, and then down to the final corner. Was lucky that the 98 backed off there because he easily could have gotten by me. But on older tires, we pick up a 4th position in stage 2. Our best finish in a stage at a road course in the Truck Series so far. Everybody pitting, and we will as well.
Here we come, fellas. Be ready.
Fixing any incurred damage on the truck, which was nothing somehow, despite me running into multiple drivers throughout the beginning portion of this race.
Right side.
We head back to the green flag to start off stage number 3.
Left side.
Once again,
Right side.
trying to get 2 rows, but I end up only getting 1, but all the way up to second from restarting a little bit further back. And we managed to get all the way up to second. Corey Heim driving off into the distance. But once again, Corey Heim has had terrible luck at the front end of these races. I mentioned it at IRP. The AI for Corey Heim, since he's usually one of the only ones ahead of me, always gets the short end of the stick with the integrated cautions. And as you'll see, it happens again.
Caution.
He goes flying off the racetrack and into the wall. The caution comes out. And all of a sudden, we're in the lead of the race. We do not pit because we do not need to.
Coming to the green.
And I should say net lead of the race because the 11 truck is damaged. But I was thinking, am I going to pull off another fluke win here?
5 to go now.
Like, I'm low-key becoming like the Alex Palou or Corey Heim of this series.
Left side.
Where I'm just pulling wins out of nowhere. But we get into turn 1 okay. The 11 sticks with us into the S's, but once again the AI will not fight me up through the S's, so we managed to take the lead away and then down out of the carousel
Left side. Clear
and
left.
into the heartbreaking zone. Left-hander.
Left side.
I overcooked it just a bit,
We'll get
tried
the
to
lead
save
back.
the
Stay
truck,
low.
and it ended up pitching me way off the racetrack. We come back on, and I just sent
Left
it on the
side.
7 truck. I just wanted to finish on the podium of this race.
Stay right.
Keep my road course podium streak alive
Clear
in the
left.
truck series.
Left side.
And trying to get to the inside of the 7 truck. And we managed to clear him up into the 2nd position.
Left side.
I'm having to do a lot of defending from the 7 truck as the 17 starts to drive off into the distance.
Left side. Clear left.
You can see I'm having to move all over the racetrack to try and defend from the 7. I pushed him wide, and now the 11 truck is the one coming back. Despite all these spins, Corey Heim's still very consistent. I'm just literally weaving down the front straightaway because there's no penalty for it. Trying to keep both of them behind me. Kyle Busch was to my outside there a little bit, so I stopped the weaving for a second.
Clear all around.
But once again, I know I'm still going to have the advantage into
Right side.
corner.
Right. Right side.
And blocking off Kyle Busch there on the right-hand side. The 11 truck shooting to the inside.
2 to go.
But not enough. Coming back to the 2 to go. And I was just trying to defend the inside line because I know
Clear right.
it's probably where the AI is going to try and strike.
Left side.
The 11 was close to getting there, but didn't quite get there. Managed to hold him off.
Left side.
And
Clear left.
on the
Left
final
side.
lap,
Clear left.
completely overcooked the
Left
corner
side.
again. Tried to send it in just like I did on Kyle Busch, but unfortunately it does not work out.
Top 5. Great finish.
And the 11 truck manages to beat me to the line. We still come home P3, which once again, one of our best road course, or actually tied for our best road course result in the truck series. So Gio Ruggiero takes home the victory, and a couple of cool stories up there inside the top 20, top 10. As we take a look at some of the replays here, this is on lap 1, battling with the 99 truck. And there's that example of a truck on the inside headed down into the bus stop that just slams the brakes on to try and find a spot in the running order. There's me sending it deep on the 99 truck. Drives it back. I don't know how that's not a course-cutting penalty. It's pretty far out there. And this is the the Stage 2 restart, I believe, up the inside of the 1 and the 81. Two pretty solid runs in a row for Connor Mosak in the 81 truck. We managed to make our way inside the top 5 for the first time of the day. And this is my scary moment midway through Stage 2. Losing it on the rumble strip. Truck almost comes around on me, but managed to save it. 98 truck to my outside, having a nice little battle with him. Both of the Thorsport trucks, actually. And here's coming onto the final stage restart. 98 to my inside. Right down the inside, and I didn't even realize this, but the 23 truck actually restarted on the front row and managed to come home with the top 20, so I'd say that's job well done for that team. That was the best angle that I could get of Corey Heim going off the racetrack. Here's my little scrap of Kyle Busch in the 7 truck. And right here, send it and clear. And then here's me completely botching the second to last corner on the final lap. The 11 truck manages to get by my outside. I tried my best to not brake, but unfortunately it did not work out, and we have to settle for a second place finish, or third place finish. And Johnny Sauter throwing like backhanded compliments. I didn't see him one time on track, so make of that what you will, but I understand the Corey Heim thing. I was kind of just running into him there on the final lap, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I really appreciate you guys watching this series, the few that do, and hopefully I'll be back with more gaming content. I just bought LMU, and I plan to buy Forza Horizon 6, so that should be a fun series to do. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace.